Hey, what's up guys? Got a new assignment. A transition from when I entered first of la ESO up until now. Like, when I was tiny, but still pretty tall for my age and was like 3 heads taller than all my classmates. Up until now! And now I'm not the tallest one, but to the point. So, I'm gonna start from my last days in 6th grade. We were like the kings of the world.
I'm representing for the gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them corners and them lolos, girl. Still.
Or at least we thought we were. The eldest at our school. It was like the moment we were waiting since we entered 1st grade. Anyways, we were going into high school. We were gonna be part of the upper class now. So we got our diplomas and shit, and we enjoyed summer at our most. Some of us went to this awesome camp as end of the school year trip. And it was fun and all. But everything was flowers and fun until the school year started again. Now, what I think was most important when we entered middle school was the 50 minutes less of sleep that we all got. At least to me. The first day didn't matter because of all the excitement and stuff. But later on, all the days were like... And when I finished doing everything that I had to do before leaving, I sometimes did what I call the 5-minute thing, which is just go to bed and lie there until I leave. But anyways, moving on. We arrived there on our first day of school. Everybody with their group of friends, obviously. And it was kind of a funny feeling entering the school on the first day, knowing that you're gonna spend the most important and decisive years of your life. And maybe I didn't think that in that moment. Maybe I just did it right now to make everything more dramatic and philosophical. Anyway, everybody was so nice to us on our first day and all year round, and probably we should have been nicer to them. I don't know. Also, a month later of starting school, we met our English teacher, who just arrived from Canada, and that's why he started teaching us in October. And he's teaching us up to date. And he had me in eternal damnation of sitting in front row with him in his class, only a few days after we met him. Well, first year of ESO was probably a little difficult because of the transition from primary school to middle school, but second year of ESO was actually easier than first year of ESO and one of the most enjoyables. So even though second year of ESO wasn't the most difficult year, it was the one I got assigned the most projects. It actually got to the point where I was missing so many days of my extracurricular activities, those of which included guitar, track and field, and basketball, that I had to quit this last one because I didn't enjoy it anymore. It didn't challenge me. Ah, see what I did there? Does it sound familiar? It doesn't challenge me anymore. The fifth wave? Huh? Anyways, quitting basketball made it possible for me to sign up in martial arts, Kung Fu specifically, the following year. Now, moving on to third year of ESO. And that year was actually quite interesting, especially concerning the class, physics, and chemistry. So we had this teacher called Paco Gascon, who sadly passed away last summer, so may he rest in peace. And even though he only taught physics and chemistry during a third of the class's time, it was totally worth it. Now, what did he do during 2/3 of the class's time? Well, he talked about a lot of things, like life, morals, stories of his childhood, and seriously, his classes were of the most inspiring. There's nothing he didn't tell us that hasn't come in handy or helped us along the way. I always said he was like John Keating, except he majored in geology, teach sciences, and in our case, he teaches us physics and chemistry. You know, John Keating, played by Robin Williams, Dead Poets Society.
Captain, my captain.
Sit down, Mr. Anderson. You hear me? Sit down.
God, what an amazing movie, right? Anyways, he once said this phrase, which is actually not his, but I didn't hear before, and it goes like, always have a dream worth fighting for. Something new to learn. A place to visit. And someone to love. So big shout out to Paco Gascon, wherever you are. If you're actually watching this, I want you to know that I expected for us to meet in a few years' time. And I don't know, okay, talk, have a beer, and catch up. You will be alive until the last one of us forgets you. Okay, so leaving behind that sad moment, I'll move on to 4th year of ESO, the year I'm currently in. Well, more accurately, the year I'm currently finishing, because there's only 2 days left. Personally, this has been the hardest year, even though it hasn't been entirely that complicated. So, for everyone who told me the 4th year of ESO, it's the easiest, let me tell you that it's bullshit. This year I had to decide whether to go through sciences, arts, or letters, which is the exact translation from Spanish. Maybe the most accurate translation in English is literature. I am a science guy all the way. I do have an interest for literature, history, philosophy, but I can't get to study it that well. I can't concentrate while I'm studying it, and I can't see myself making a living out of it. My worst grades are concerning these letters subjects. Now, in my school, Torreón del Alcázar, at the end of 4th year of ESO, there's always a 4-day, 3-night trip to Salou. Now, this isn't any ordinary trip. This is the trip. Now, everybody who enters our school is looking forward to this trip. Why? I'll tell you why. Because it's the best trip ever! Now, Salou is a city on the beach, so naturally we stay at a hotel that's near the beach, so we go and swim in it, we go out at night, we go to do tourism in Barcelona, we go to Portaventura, which is an awesome theme park there, and more free time, which is awesome. Living the dream. And so we went there a couple weeks ago, and yes, it's as epic as it sounds. No, what the hell? What am I saying? It's actually better than it sounds. Also, during the past years, a couple of other things have evolved. Like, for example, the places we hang out at recess. During the first year, it was at a small park child playground next to the school. During the second year, it was at that park and at the multi-sport court at a school. During the third year, it was at that court and inside the school's buildings. And during 4th year, it has been at the court, inside the buildings, and at the Torreón parks. My music preferences have also evolved a lot. When I entered 1st year of La ESO, I only listened to rock or any variant of rock. Throughout the years, I've expanded my musical taste, and I like practically everything. From classical music, jazz and blues, reggae, rock, to rap, electro, house, etc. The only music I don't like, and will never like, is reggaeton. Don't ever tolerate reggaeton. And last but not least, when I entered high school, I started getting involved in the world of series and movies. Especially series, like a lot. I started watching How I Met Your Mother, but then it just went to watching Lost, Breaking Bad, Community, The Office, Fringe, Regular Show, Adventure Time, Dexter, Mad Men, tons of series. It was just like also series I watched before first of La ESO, and those include MacGyver, Little House on the Prairie, King of Queens, I Love Lucy, Get Smart, so many. So leaving behind my hobbies and things I like behind, the school year is almost over. 2 days, as I said before. And it has been some good 4 years with its ups and downs. But now, the hard part is coming. Bachillerato. Let's hope I can get through this 2 years that I got ahead of me with no major problems. I'm definitely gonna do the Bachillerato of Science, but I have absolutely no idea what I want to study. Ever since I was a little kid, it has been a dream of mine to go to space. So obviously, my dream job was to be an astronaut. But as the years went by, that dream passed. Until 5th grade, when that dream came alive again. So I did a lot of research and I found out that many astronauts, including Neil Armstrong, may he rest in peace, who was my hero at the moment, studied aeronautical engineering. So naturally, I wanted to study aeronautical engineering too. Until I started taking technology classes in middle school and I found out that technology isn't really my thing, even though I do like it. So again, I let that dream slip away until I started taking physics and chemistry in 3rd year of ESO. And I figured out that physics appealed to me. So maybe I want to study something concerning physics. So maybe studying astrophysics will get me to space and finally accomplish that dream. But for the 4,815,162,342nd time, I have a love for science in general. Maybe I'll study biology, or geology, or chemistry. I don't really know. But as I said before, I also love the world of series and movies, so maybe I'll become a producer, or director, or cameraman, scriptwriter, actor. Who knows? Also, whenever I play the Uncharted games, I get a sudden urge to be a treasure hunter. But I don't know, it's just a possibility. I'm sure that I'll study something I like, and I'll definitely try and make the best out of life. See ya, guys.